Hey Fran, it's Friday, March 11th. Now, I actually wanted to touch on all the subjects that you listed just because I thought they were pretty good, but there's one in particular that I have a lot to say about, so I'm just going to get the majority of them out of the way to begin with and then go on to the one that I have tons to say about. Now, I do have tons to say about it, so I'm going to try and talk really fast, and I apologize if you can't keep up, but I'm sure you can. Fax machines. So my first encounter with a fax machine was whatever year that Marsville was, because we had to write notes back and forth to the other teams and other schools. And I thought they were awesome. Didn't really understand how they worked. And now I just think that they're such a more efficient form of snail mail. I mean, like, you get all the awesomeness of a handwritten letter, but in the time it takes to get an email, which is just sweet. Head cheese. Okay, I actually had no idea what head cheese was, so I looked it up. And as soon as the Wikipedia got to the word flesh, I was out, and I don't want to think about it again. And I honestly feel kind of sick. Stupid people. I could talk endlessly about a certain Facebook friend and the fact that I legitimately lose brain cells every time she posts, but I won't. New location. I like your new location, and even though you're going to be at yet another location for your next two videos, I think when you get home you should continue to sit on the floor. Now, I know you're worried that I disagree with you on the whole music thing, and I don't really, because you're right for the most part about music stores closing due to the fact that music is just so easily accessible online and the like, and I do like to browse for the music in an actual store the same as you do. So really what I actually disagree with is your use of CD Plus as an example of stores closing. Because CD Plus closed because they were too expensive, and no one ever really knew about CD Plus. When I first wanted to go there to buy Criminal Minds, I didn't even know exactly where it was, and when the roommate watched the video, she had no idea. So first of all, they ought to have maybe put some slight effort into things like advertising, you know, getting the customers actually to the store, or at least aware of its existence. And second, they needed to lower their prices to give incentive to their customers, because truly Whitehorse doesn't have a lot of options as far as places to buy music and DVDs and the like, so really they could have had a good thing going there. So I suggest that you go to Triple J's and support them, because I do believe in supporting your local book and music stores. At least the ones that run their businesses in a way that I agree with. And they're one of them, and they have a lot to offer, and they actually care about the stuff that they sell. Anyway, music has been a digital media for so long with iPods and the like, and it's so fast and easy to buy and trade and whatever without ever seeing a physical copy of the music, since music files are relatively small, so it's sort of no wonder that so many people prefer to do it all online. Bookstores, on the other hand, have withstood the advent of the internet and people going to places like Amazon to buy their books. So yes, bookstores are closing and may be in the process of closing, but you can't say that is due to e-readers. It's more due to people choosing cheaper places to get their books, or people simply not reading at all. I'm just going to diss CDs here real quick. They take up a necessary room when you can just have an iPod, and when they're scratched, they're entirely useless. Whereas when books get really beat up, to many people it just makes them bitter. So in that way, I'd say that solely digital music is actually an improvement on the music industry from the consumer's point of view, and I know that's not important for the people who stand to profit from us having to buy the same CD more than once, but I'm not exactly on their side of things and don't pay for music unless it's supporting an independent artist or someone who's just starting out in the industry and who I really, really like. So I don't really actually believe there's a threat to most bookstores. People who love to read and read books, and I mean people like us, a lot of what they like is the physical copy of the book, and while a lot of them do see the use in an e-reader, like portability or the fact that it takes up less space, they also agree that there's just nothing that can compare to holding an actual book in your hand and feel the pages and that awesome book smell. I personally just cannot imagine using an e-reader instead of an actual book, because I like to feel the weight and I like the visual of how many pages I've gotten through and how many I have left. Somehow knowing you only have a small chunk of pages left, but the story is nowhere near resolved, makes it all the more suspenseful. In conclusion, reading a book is a whole package, and it's not one that an e-reader can deliver. And you know, I have a hard time justifying paying any amount of money for something I will never be able to touch. And I just have a quick announcement. The roommate wants to vlog, so I made her an honorary guest vlogger. I don't know when she's gonna actually get around to making a video, but she will follow the rules and she will guest vlog from time to time because she feels left out, I guess. So I will see you on Monday.